Abuse the jumping mechanics. In Fortnite, you jump extremely high. In Fortnite, it is extremely difficult to hit a jumping target. In Fortnite, whenever you jump, you do not slow down. Combine these three factors, you've got a fucked up equation. Hitting a dude that's flying across your screen extremely quickly, really spontaneously is really fucking difficult. So, you should abuse that. Do that to enemy players. Not only does jumping make it harder to hit you, it also gives you some pretty fucking easy headshots. Whenever you jump, you're gonna be taller than your enemy. If you're taller than your enemy, you have to look down at your enemy. If you look down at your enemy, chances are you're gonna be seeing his head because your enemy's not upside down like a fucking circus clown. So, you're gonna be seeing his head. Chances are you're only gonna see his head. So providing you're aiming at your enemy, you're gonna get a free headshot every time. One thing to note, however, is don't be stupid with this. You obviously have to be nice and close to your enemy, and you have to have a shotgun or a submachine gun, as those guns have perfect jumping accuracies. So here's a real-time example of this. Basically, I fly by, I bop the guy, he misses a shot because hitting a jumping fast guy is impossible, and I get the easiest kill of my life because, again, you can't hit a jumping fast guy. Tip 2. Whenever you get a knockdown, leave that fucker on the ground. This kid is now bait. This kid is your slave. Use him accordingly. General human psychology dictates that if your buddy gets down in a Fortnite game, you're going to rush in and try saving him before the enemy has a chance to execute him. You knock down a player, you're nice and close to him. You know who else is nice and close to this guy? The rest of his team. So go somewhere and hide. You know that the rest of this guy's team has to go and get right on top of his corpse in order to revive him, leaving two vulnerable players right there out in the open where you left them. This now translates into you getting 3 of the easiest kills you've ever seen in your life, and in turn eliminating an entire team because all the players are vulnerable, no one's really expecting you to run up on them, and even if they are, they can't do fuck all. They're stuck through a 10-second revival animation trying to get their dumbass friend up. So, by sparing this one kid's life, you now effectively got 2 kills, and let's say you knock the second kid down. Fuck it, now you have 2 pieces of bait. You chill, wait for the third guy to run up. The possibilities are endless, and by using kids as bait, you can effectively wipe teams, as displayed in these clips. Another positive side effect of this is that obviously you will never get caught with your dick in your hands. For me, I had a very big problem where whenever I would knock down a player, I would go up and execute him right away, and while I was executing the guy, I would get shot in the back by the rest of his team, and again I would get killed before I could actually eliminate the player I just knocked down. So be a smart player, leave the kid on the ground, only execute him when it's safe to do so and you know his team isn't coming, or you know that the rest of his team is dead. Tip 3. Obviously, whenever you knock a player down, always eliminate him with the pickaxe. This will help you conserve a fuck ton of ammo for late game, and obviously early game when you already don't have many bullets, this will prove to be very useful. Don't waste any bullets on players that are useless and already on the ground. They're harmless. Go up, execute them with the pickaxe. Don't be a moron with this. Make sure your target is well isolated first and that he doesn't have any teammates around, because, well, fuck it, I'm gonna let you do the math, homie. So, if possible and safe, always eliminate targets that are on the ground with a pickaxe. Whenever you're getting shot at from a distance and you don't know where your target is, when you're running towards cover, do not take a linear path. Always swerve, jump, duck, dive, double back on your steps, and do whatever it takes to move spontaneously, unpredictably, so you get hit less. Hitting a target that is spazzing the fuck out, not knowing what he's doing, is incredibly difficult to track and predict. If you don't know where you're going, the enemy doesn't know where the fuck you're going. So by doing random ass spontaneous movements like jumping, doubling back on your location, AD strafes, and jumps, you can effectively survive aim duels from afar where you don't know where the bullets are coming from and you're caught out in the open. Tip 5. If you're looting an enemy and you only want to pick up his ammunition, band-aids, or materials, what you can do is actually pick up his stuff using your pickaxe. You can't drop your pickaxe, meaning you can't pick up any of his useless guns, meaning that if you loot his stuff using only your pickaxe, you pick up all of his ammunition and resources, but you don't lose any of your guns in the process. So just as a quick recap, tip 1 was to always jump when you're in a close quarters aim duel. Tip 2 was to leave the player that you knocked down on the ground. Tip 3 was to always execute players with your pickaxe if it's deemed safe. Tip 4 was to keep your movement spontaneous and erratic, while tip 5 was to loot ammunition and resources exclusively using your pickaxe.